dear friends. Today, I stand here in front of you. I am not only a speaker. I am a voice of million Ukrainians.
Friends, I prepared my speech in English with respect to you, so as to be a part of your community, and so that you would understand me. However, I decided to speak in Ukrainian precisely so that you could hear how our language sounds, so that you could hear vibrations of the Ukrainian heart and soul that Ukrainians are feeling right now. The big war in Ukraine has been going on for about 1,500 days. You see the news. You hear about how our cities are being bombed. You know how Ukrainian families are surviving in conditions of total cold, blackouts, and lack of water. But you no longer hear the voices of people from the occupation. People living in occupied Melitopol, Mariupol, Berdyansk, Tokmak, and my native Vasilivka that was occupied back in February 2022. I will tell you just a small story, one in a million, my own story of the war. I remember February 2022, the full-scale invasion, fierce battles, and the resistance of Ukrainian people to the enemy. It was fear, it was horror, it was shock. The roads were blocked, stores and hospitals were shut down. There was no electricity, water, heat, or even communication. My team, volunteers, military personnel, and clergy helped people from the occupied territories and the combat zone to evacuate. It was a road of life, under shelling. To those who stayed, we brought water, food, medical supplies, and power generators. But in 2023, Russian authorities banned entry and exit from the occupied territory. The occupiers forced Ukrainians who remained in their homes to obtain Russian passports. If you didn't get a passport, you would receive neither a pension, nor a job, or a salary. Your children wouldn't go to school, and you wouldn't get into a hospital. The Russian occupation authority created nearly 100 camps and torture centers for Ukrainians in the occupied territories. They shot entire families for having a Ukrainian flag on the balcony. They subjected military families to searches and torture, examined their phones, and ransacked their homes. They took away housing from those who left the occupied territories. They nationalized it. The Russian military used Ukrainian civilians as targets to learn to pilot drones on them and arrange safaris on elderly people. Rape was turned into a weapon not only against women, but also against children and even men. Torment, torture, starvation, electric shocks, broken bones, and even death have become the favorite pastimes of the Russian military. Almost 80% of civilian infrastructure, hospitals, and schools were destroyed and haven't been rebuilt to this day. In schools, they force children to sing the Russian national anthem and impose a new history, where Ukraine is the enemy and Russia is the liberator. But most children study secretly online, in Ukrainian schools, and continue learning their native language in their own schools. Because of the destruction of hospitals, people cannot receive proper medical care and are forced to travel to Melitopol or even Crimea. Therefore, they die on the way, even from minor injuries. Tens of thousands of Ukrainian children were abducted and brought to the territory of the Russian Federation illegally. They were placed in re-education camps. Today, I was asked, what freedom is to me? I showed you my own story so that in this single story, 1 in a million, you would see a human life, a traumatized human life. Freedom for me means returning home. It's the opportunity to walk down my own street and open the door of my house. It's the opportunity to bring my parents back to our house. My dad hides his pain by painting pictures. I'd like to present this painting to you. This is the Ukrainian Bereginya, created by my dad. He is 73 years old. It's a symbol of female power, the power that protects Ukraine, our homes, our children, and our native land. It's about women's love and desire for peace in our country. So, concluding my speech, I understand my time is up. I want to say that it's very important for me to be here and now among you, because Ukraine is fighting for freedom and those very democratic values that are cultivated by the United States of America and all European countries. For freedom, for truth, for life. This is our common struggle. After all, God acts through the hands of ordinary people. Because peace is not a dream. It's a very difficult, definitely not an easy path, step by step, hand in hand, with prayer in our hearts, together. Together, our voices are strong. In God, we trust. Amen. And God hears us.
God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.